Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Testing one, two, three. Can you hear me? Don't nod. I won't be able to see you. But you can let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Had a little technical difficulty getting in here as usual, but it is what it is. But here we are. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's see. Who do we have here? We got the mods here. True Crime Butterfly will be joining me tonight. Pammy, welcome in. Welcome in. Always good to see you. Danny, welcome in. Rachel, good to see you here tonight. Um, we'll give everybody a chance to get in here and get cozy. All right. Thank you, Pammy, for letting me know. Let me grab Butterfly and get her up here. Hello, Carolina. How are you? Hello.
Hello, Softy. Hello, everyone. Good to be
What
back.
I know, isn't it? We've been away for a few days. We all had, the holidays, and a lot of you guys were busy. A lot of us weren't quite so busy. I did a lot. I did a little bit of everything. But how was your
Same.
holiday?
It was good. We spent it with my son at his first apartment, so he was excited to have his first Christmas there, him and his girlfriend.
Oh, how
Um,
special,
yeah,
right? I mean, think
yeah.
about back
Mm-hmm.
when we had our first, in our first place. Oh my God, that's like a
Yes.
lifetime ago.
Right. So
Oh
we
my
did
goodness.
breakfast, like a small breakfast, and then we had a
I don't want to
lunch.
hear about the lunch. Yeah, I don't.
I won't
I'm
go into
not being mean.
detail. We just had lunch.
I'm not being mean to her, guys. I love her. She knows that. But
No.
her husband, well, I tell that he makes amazing brisket, and I know she had that, and I'm just a little tiny bit jealous because that's like my favorite. So
Sorry,
anyway,
Salty.
no, it's okay. It's all right. Hey,
One
I like
day.
one day. That's right. I'm coming for brisket. I don't care what time of year it is. We're doing brisket when I get there.
There you
Um,
go.
I like I don't know. For Thanksgiving, I want turkey, and for Christmas, I want ham. Don't come at me with your
Hmm.
lasagna and your other things. I can whatever. This is Christmas, I won't. But I do.
Right.
I would not mind brisket at all. But I had Christmas ham. We did
So that's
ham.
good.
We
So yours
I
was good.
kept it so simple. Yeah. My kids are so busy at Christmas because two of them have littles. And one,
Hmm.
he's, just barely he's 19, so no babies, no God. And,
Right.
so anyway, I just kept it simple for my meal and everything, but yeah, I hope all of you had a great
Yes.
holiday. I mean, really, um, we hope that you didn't, and I know that everybody doesn't have the large gatherings to go run to and lots of family and friends, so I was holding space for those of you who
Hmm.
just chill, right? I thought about going live, but I just didn't know if I was really in the mood for it. Not that
Right.
I think I would have got in the mood once I did it, but I was kind of also just kind of detoxing from everything.
Hmm.
And I just kind of went within and did a lot of self-care, and I'm not even gonna, uh, be mad about it for doing it. I just gave myself lots of love and self-care over the past 2 days.
Right.
But
Yeah, kind of
I'm
the
trying to
same.
end yeah, I gotta end the year on a nice, even, balanced note so I can carry that into the new year. If you go out with turmoil,
Hmm.
you're gonna come in with it. I can't with all that. Um, HTC victim, welcome in. We support victims. The defense rests, Merry Christmas to you.
Yes.
Welcome in. Ruth in, welcome in. Always good to have you over here. Um, sp- Speaking of HTC victim, guys, I've tried
Mm.
to go look, my everything's working great. Everything's going beautifully. I've got everything ready for this show. Of course, I get ready to go live and Restream's like, no, ma'am, not so fast. We require too much bandwidth for all that nonsense, apparently. So anyway, I had to come live on the phone, which means I can't screen share, which means I can't read directly. Well, I tried to close out. Butterfly and I were backstage a few minutes ago, and I'm like, stay right here. Let me go see if I can pull up these screenshots so I can read from them. And when I did that, though, she couldn't hear me any longer. It muted me. So I won't be able to read Well, yeah, maybe I can. We're gonna talk about that for just a few minutes because, man, this shit's getting hilarious. It's a serious situation, right, with Lauren
Mhm.
Matthias, who I'm talking about. In my eyes, has always been serious because of the flat out abuse of victims and taking advantage of the victims. But we also know she's a really shitty human. That's not even a question anymore. There's enough out there now for everybody to know that. But that slow drip causing that slow burn is in full effect. And we're getting a little bit more each day, it feels like.
Yep.
But man, oh man, this woman didn't only do whatever she could to reel in a victim's family and get the scoop, quote unquote, but man, she hated everybody else in the world, especially true crimers on YouTube and podcasters. Like we've seen
Yep.
her now, the texts are coming out one or two at a time. Um, but like, okay, I'm not the keeper of the gates. I don't know how it's happening, but it is. But one or two at a time, maybe three. But she's saying really nasty things about a lot of true crime creator, big name
Yep.
creators out there, right? She doesn't care about us little
Mhm.
tiny creators. We are off the
No.
radar. But man, she and what it does for me, which because none of it's a surprise at this point, but to me it just
Mm-mm.
shows all of her insecurities, all of her
Yep.
jealousies come through. Um, over there, mad as hell at Andrea Burkhart because what's his name? Lawyer, had her on his show.
Mhm.
Like she's texting people about this. Like, lady,
Crazy. But she didn't learn her lesson. It's ridiculous. I mean, it
oh
just
no, well,
shows that she's so unhappy with herself that she's just projecting, like she's onto everybody else. So,
well, if you watch that Mormon Stories interview, she's very telling on herself. Laura
yeah.
Mathias has been scared since she was a little girl, according to her. Everything has scared her, terrified her. And as she got older, it didn't change. And as she learned more about it, it goes on and on and on. There's a whole cycle there that I can't fix what the Mormons broke.
Right.
And she's even mad about um, the way I think Lori Hellis was going to, I guess, frame the LDS, and she thought that was wrong. Like, boy, are you a plant? Are you protecting them? Are you just one of those really confused LDS like Connor, who we find out now you spoke bad about, which we none of us were surprised. And that schmo guy, he's broken, don't know what to do with ourselves Mormons.
Right.
Y'all need to sit down because if you don't know what to do with yourselves, and you come out the gate a hot mess, and it's weird. The whole thing is weird.
Mhm. Very much.
It
It's I
is.
don't know.
Um, Lauren, made some comments though directly about Bernhardt or about Andrea Burkhart putting out misinformation in the Delphi case and how a lot of YouTubers were doing so in this push and she didn't understand it. But if you watch her content, she wants to say that she went to Delphi for transparency to see the truth because she understood there was like some pushback against maybe he's not the guy, but she's going to go and be that boots on the ground, and you could tell where she started to change um,
Mhm.
her views on the case right midway through the
Right.
trial. I think you and I had even spoke about that back
Right. We
then.
did.
That we
Mhm.
noticed this shift, right? We noticed like, wait a minute, is she came in as if she felt like Rick Allen was innocent, maybe, which is the way you should. And then
Mhm.
something happened where it felt like she became, oh my God, this guy's guilty. And we're like, what did she see that we're not seeing, right? To
Mhm.
make her go that far. Um, so she's big mad about behind the scenes calling out other podcasters for going out and reporting what turned out to be facts of the courtroom. Right? Going after
Yep.
Andrea Burkhart. Andrea Burkhart's reporting was pretty much dead ass accurate. Lawyer Lee's was accurate. Bob and Allie's was. I don't even really know which one of the three I watched more because I feel like
Right.
I think I watched them. I probably watched Andrea a little more
Mhm.
because you got a little more context or thought. I don't know
The
how to
more
really.
detail, I think.
Yeah, well, her thought too on it too sometimes, and
Mhm.
I mean, I have nothing against any of those 3 because they did a jam up job,
Mm-mm.
all 3 of them.
Yeah.
But, and she even says in one of those messages like, "Oh, I like Lawyer Lee, but she's being sucked in." And I thought, what was she getting sucked into? Are you accusing Lawyer Lee of getting sucked into the YouTube crank hype? Or are you accusing her of getting sucked in for clicks and views because she feels some type of way about transparency? Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense, this woman. Um, but it's gotten ridiculous, this slow drip. At this point, I don't even know if we can see worse from her. I think it's all going to be about much the same. Her just talking
Yeah.
smack about people. What
Yeah.
do
I
you
mean, I have
think?
an opinion. I have an opinion on why she may have changed her stance. I think she may have been trying to get closer to the victims to get
Oh,
an
yeah.
in.
She was,
And she
very
couldn't do
jealous.
that. Yeah, she
Well,
couldn't do that. Saying that he was innocent, she wouldn't be able to
oh,
try
no.
and do
And
that. So.
also she formed her friendship with, or solidified her friendship a little more with Susan Hendricks during Delphi. Okay, I got news for Lauren. Like it or not, like Susan or not, Susan Hendricks broke the story on HLN when those girls disappeared. I was watching it that day. For about 2 solid years, only place you could find any information on Delphi was Susan Hendricks on HLN. Now, I don't feel any type of way either way. I have no dog in that hunt. But she befriended her there, right? But Susan had the key to the families. Okay. Let's
Hmm.
don't always has. So, you gotta forge your friendships carefully, your connections, right? How to get to that family is through Susan Hendricks and through the right outcome report, weird lady. So there you go again. It was that one of her backdoor moves to get another family in her grips, right?
Right.
Oh my goodness. If True Crime Butterfly is an admin on your Restream, you can email her the link you want to use and she can bring it up on stage or share a Google Drive folder. Well, thank you, Defense Rest.
Hmm.
I don't know that I've ever, no, I know that she's not because I've never done that. Like,
Right.
but
It's
I
good
need to do
information
that.
to know. We can
I have,
explore that.
but I have threatened to do it. I have threatened to send her. I'm going to send you some, to log in and get us in. We'll just go with that. We were trying to figure out how to stream when I first moved. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, because I've got screenshots from the messages. Now, Hella over at Excited Utterance, that's where they're coming from. They're doing streams over there. I think they wrapped up one a little while ago with the latest. Um, so you
Yeah,
can
I
go
haven't
and
kept up with it.
yeah, there's like I said, there's like a couple that come out during the streams and then they have their conversations around them. Um, it does help to know who the people are being spoken about in the messages. You can add a little more context, but you're welcome to go over there and view those streams and see those texts. And I think that's the only way you can view them right now. There may be a link on Reddit to the first batch they released, but I don't know if there is for this new, whatever these new ones are that are coming out. I mean, she has spoke ill about Gigi. My friendship with Gigi didn't work, or it didn't. I'm like, what do you mean it didn't work? What is it was supposed to work for? You know,
Hmm.
or whatever the context was behind that. It's like this. It's ew, and I don't know. The people who support her are not gonna see all that because they're
Yeah.
not looking for it, right?
Yeah. True.
Like I don't know. It's I'm just waiting on back when she went on that Hendersonville body camera, whatever it was, when she complained about law and crime and um News Nation reaching out. They need to reach back
Hmm.
out and ask for follow-ups.
Which they have. Some
Thoughts?
of them have to know because they're trolling around to all these YouTubers, um, and watching their content and just trolling them. So they have to know some of it at least. I would think.
Yeah. Who knows?
and they don't care.
I mean,
It's just
I feel
ridiculous.
like some of the people may see some of it, but some of them don't look at it.
Right.
They're just
They
told
don't go looking for
it's
it.
hard. I don't, people gonna be people. They're gonna do their
Mm-hmm.
thing. Hey Forrest, welcome in. There you are. Welcome in. Um, thoughts on Hella? I don't know. I haven't ever really watched her a lot before. I've just watched these few streams on this stuff coming down, but not like I don't sit through the streams. I just go kind of like skim through them and see this and just get the screenshots of the messages. I don't really have any thoughts. I don't because I don't never. Um,
Yeah, I don't really follow her. I mean, I'm just here and there. They just get so much, and it's you just know
oh
that
well,
what the victims have been through in their families, and it's just a lot.
well, the victims
It's
are some of
frustrating.
them are handling it fine. It
Mm-hmm.
appears they're fine. If they're fine, I'm fine. So,
Right.
seriously, if these victims are being talked about, or the victims of Charles Vallow's family that they do y'all. Some of it's downright funny and entertaining. Like, come on, we can't say that Jay for Justice
Yeah.
is not funny as hell sometimes, right? I've
Right.
watched a few minutes of her streams here and there, but I
Mm-hmm.
just don't. I can't sit through that much Lauren. Come on, guys, I cannot do
Yeah,
it.
me either.
I
I
just
never
can't
followed her
sit
to
through it.
begin with. I
Yeah,
mean,
me
I knew
neither.
of
Not
her, but I didn't follow her like that.
Yeah, I knew of her. I knew she created content, had some videos here and there, stuff Lori Vallow and all the whatever. I knew what everybody else knew, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't.
But yeah, any of the victims that are speaking out, I mean, who are we to tell them how to go through that journey? They're going to handle it how they want to handle it, and all we can do is, support them or just leave them alone.
Some people are just like, "Oh, you talk smack about me? Fine, you dumbass, sit down." Some be like, "Hey, hold on a minute, you did what?" Like, I want to see somebody get mad now. I want to
Right? Go off.
I guess. Hey, if Gigi and Annie and Andrea, they're not going to speak on it. They're better than Lauren. They're just okay. Well, she's a shitty
Yeah.
person. I mean, hopefully the world will catch on. And the fact that the funniest part to me about all this was we all saw how Megan Connor doubled down, tripled down on the Lauren Matthias
Hmm.
of it all. I support my girl
Yeah.
Megan. She had some things to say about you, honey. You're the one I want to. You're the one I want to make sure saw that shit. Um,
Yeah. She came
Megan,
on
she's a.
some. Did you see that
Mm.
web? I don't know whose channel it was that she came up. I guess it was Christmas Eve,
Oh,
and she came up and read some poem or something. I saw a little bit of it. It was on my feed today.
she wasn't the only one on that show that night. Lauren was
Yeah.
on there
Yeah.
too. It was some sort of Mormon.
Hmm.
Is it an ex-Mormon
I guess.
podcast?
I don't know.
They had some kind of big Christmas Eve stream or something. I think, and
You're
it was
like,
on.
heard the
You couldn't not see it. It was on your feed, right?
right.
But
Because I heard to
everybody
say your
was.
poem and get off.
I know. Like, don't make me watch these two, man, on fucking Christmas Eve.
Right.
Jesus
They didn't look
Christ.
too enthused with that.
They'll, I don't know, O'Connor, but damn, you are Lori Vallow's cousin. I mean, apples but may not fall far from trees and all that. Of course, we never want to blame victims' families for being like their murderous family members, but
Hmm.
well, narcissism and traits like that are definitely there.
Yeah.
Rachel says, I love that Summer put her in her place, man. Lori Vallow's sister,
Those are good.
she's like, yeah, I don't call her my dumb cousin. She's my dumb sister, and that other girl's my dumb cousin. And here's a bit about both of them. Like, oh, dang, Summer.
Yeah.
I know I'd always
Yeah.
heard weird. I
Snarky.
mean, I'd always heard weird things about this Summer. I'm like, I don't. It's her sister, man. You don't want to believe shit until you do, right? I don't know. That's all I
Right.
know. I was more focused on Lori and Chad and what they did, and a little concerned
Yeah.
about how they're core friend groups seemed to ignore what they did and where these kids were at. I was never focused on Summer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Never. Or Lori's family in any kind of way. Honestly, none whatsoever. I didn't even know they
Yeah.
existed or were even in the world of the YouTube until I think before the Arizona. Well, no, it was long before the Arizona trials, but yeah, I didn't know they were out there on YouTube like that all the time.
Me either. I think I only saw one interview with her and her mother, and that was
Yeah.
it.
Oh, with Summer and her
Oh.
mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere too, like a long time ago. But
Yeah.
you know, the Lori Vallow effect. The portal is strong, and Lori knew when she was in Arizona that she has unlimited time. Last hoo ha. It's my
Mm-hmm.
last chance. They're all gonna be in this courtroom, and I'm gonna open the portal and suck them all in, every one of them. Except she couldn't get a couple of them because their energy's too strong.
Yeah.
She couldn't get Kay. She couldn't get
Nope.
Crusher. But she damn sure got a handful of them other ones, and now look at them all out here. Don't know what to do with themselves.
All scrambling, walking in circles, crashing into each other. Ah.
How do we get out of this portal? How do we get out? Help! Trapped in Lori's portal and I can't get out. Damn it, man. It's just super not funny though that this shady lady is just running amok all over the place. Simi
Yep.
Sharp, welcome in.
Hey,
Welcome
Sydney.
in. Welcome in. All right, so Ashley Buzzard, most of you know she was finally arrested, and we went over the document here, the press conference. Yeah, we watched the press
Mm-hmm.
conference, went over that. I had had some pretty good notes on the press conference, but we know that the last movements, if you will, the last times the cops saw Melody alive. We know what type of evidence that they do have at the moment. Which when I say that, I'm referring back to the rounds found at the scene. Well, there was an expanded cartridge found in the home, a live round found from the car, and there were fired rounds found at the scene, and they all had hits come back, and then when because they were uploaded to the Nibin, I'm sorry, for the ATS Nibin system. Anyway, they have these 3 bullets, and they said Melody was shot in the head multiple times, and which really struck me because um okay, it's bad enough to do that to a child, but more than once was
Mm-hmm.
necessary. What
Right.
I mean, that's a little over the top, if you will. Like they say,
Very.
stabbings are very personal or whatever. I'm like, why did you miss the first time? Was she not? Did you do good measure? I don't know what the multiple shots were about there,
Mm.
and that's
So
very
sad.
sad. It
Yeah.
is, and you wonder about what this little girl went through. Like her terror leading up to that. Did she just think, why are we wearing wigs, mom, for one thing? And now we're on this car ride and I haven't been going to school. What's her mother been
Mm-hmm.
telling her, and why are we doing these things? And now we're on this trip and now come to the Colorado Utah border and she's last seen right in that area. And then she shoots her and kills her. Did her daughter see that coming? See her
Right.
own mother pointing a gun at her, it's insane. Um, and I don't know what makes a woman get to that point. I can't even begin to try to wrap my head around it.
Me either.
You're right, Forrest. You think just making sure, right? That's what it's like, that's so, and they say there's many, we went over the different, what the, maternal filicide, is that what they called it? And the different
Mm-hmm.
areas that could be of, like, to protect the child. Well, what was her, as warped as it may be, her thought process behind, I need to do this. And then I'm going to go back home and sit in my house like nothing's happened.
Mhm.
And
I don't
how
know because I can't even wrap my brain around that.
they had to court order Lori Vallow to tell them where her children were, and that still wasn't enough. When do people think they cannot produce these children, and how long will the law allow them to get away with not producing these kids before
Yeah.
evidence accidentally turns up? Because this little girl was found accidentally, and they found those bullets at the scene. If she hadn't been found in December, we wouldn't be having a conversation right now.
Mhm.
And this mother would still be sitting there in her weird ass house
With their
for how
Amazon
long?
packages.
You right, right. And how long would they allow her to sit there before they made her, or before they even could do anything? I mean, if there's no evidence, how can you arrest her? It makes some laws saying you don't produce your children, you're going to jail.
Exactly.
That should be the law of the land. Pammy, I thought I heard three shots. Is
I
that
mean,
what you were reading? I think I
yeah.
read that. Yeah, she's face down
Well,
on the
I don't
ground.
know. That's why I'm still kind of
Mm.
confused. I probably have to go back and listen to it because I thought it was
Oh, I
two
see.
at the scene and then one at the house. Was it
Bullet maybe. So
case
I'm just,
cartridge they called it?
yeah, I
I don't
was
know.
just, you're right. What maybe two at the scene. I did not pinpoint that, but I was reading the other portion of Pammy's comment above. I see that now. Got you. Um, yeah, I don't know, if it was two or three. You said you thought you read that there were two cartridges at the scene?
I'd have to go back and listen to it. I haven't since they said it the first time. So
Let me see if I can pull up anything about it, if it will let me on my PC while we're talking. Now, she entered a not guilty plea, guys.
hmm
That's how do you, I mean,
and I wasn't happy when they said California was gonna take it. I honestly thought it would be federal because it crossed state lines or multiple states.
but the intent was in Cali,
hmm
right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah, yeah, and they said they're not going to seek the death penalty.
Yes, they said they will not be seeking the death penalty in this case. It's Cali, doesn't surprise me at all. Um, Not at all. But yes, she entered a not guilty plea and she's due back in court January
The seventh.
7th. January 7th is the next court date. How many? Let me see if I can pull up anything on that real quick. I wonder if we'll have a live broadcast of that next court date. They put a gag order in place too.
Did you see the reaction in the courtroom when she pled not guilty?
I did not. I heard. I tried to find the whole hearing uninterrupted. If you have a
Yeah,
link me. But I saw like news clips of it,
yeah, me
right?
too. hmm
But I did hear. Um, it says at the crime scene, authorities found multiple cartridges near the location in the rural area of Wayne County, where her body was discovered. Um, and there was the one spent cartridge during the home search, and then a live round from the car. When they don't have yet is, or it maybe never will, is the weapon, right?
hmm
Forrest says he believes there was two cartridges at the scene and a matching, but yeah, the house and the car. Now the one they uploaded, the one from the car and the one from the home. The home went, the one from the house went into the ATF's NIBIN system first. And then when they recovered the one from the car, they put that in there as well. And those two, then they got the ones from the scene.
So
So I
was the
think
one at the house spent or unspent
they call it an
rounds?
expanded round.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a spent cartridge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I can tell, all three are coming back like matches, but I don't know if they all have uh, like the same tool markings on them to it, because these are three different states, right? Or nearly three different
Yep.
states of so what kind of markings do they have that caused them to hit in that database that they matched this bullet
Well,
from
it's
this
federal
scene?
because they said the FBI is then assisting, so
Well, what they do with
just
that
whatever they have.
database, what they do with the database is would they upload a bullet from this scene, right? If there's
Hmm.
bullets from another scene that match that bullet, they link it. That's what the NIBIN system does. And so when they uploaded the home bullet, then the car, you know, and then there's a hit there, and then if you go and get the ones from the scene, I think those they're saying also were, but I don't know what they determined to make them match. Like tool markings are on the guns or on the bullets themselves. But even
Yeah,
if you can,
I mean,
I don't know if even if they could, but also Butterfly, could they prove they all come from the same lot, like the same box of bullets? I wonder.
yeah, I'm with Forrest because I thought I heard the same thing that
What's that?
Forrest did, that the one at the house was unspent. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the first
Yeah.
thing that came to mind was a Rick Allen thing.
Oh yeah. I think the unspent expanded are going to be like the same thing, right? So because the one in the car was alive and the one at the house was exactly what you guys are describing, but exactly go back to the Rick Allen case, right? And the tool
Hmm.
marking experts. I haven't seen any kind of analysis on, and it, like I don't doubt that they're all tied, but a defense attorney
Right.
might could have something to work with there,
Yeah, it
especially
just made
without the
me go back
weapon.
to that. That's the first thing I thought of when I
Yeah,
heard that.
right. And you don't know what type of experts this judge would and wouldn't allow in this case versus what
Mm,
happened in Delphi.
yeah.
But I know that it's hard to really identify tool markings, especially on an unspent round versus a fired round. We know that,
Right.
right? We
Hmm.
definitely know that much by now. And but we don't even those were test fired from a gun taken from Allen's home. Here
Right.
we don't even got a weapon to
We
test
don't
fire
even have
from.
exactly.
So
Exactly. That's what makes me nervous.
something made these bullets match up in the system, but I don't know what that was yet. So that's where I'm
Right.
sitting with the evidence because that's all they got. Because without the
Yeah.
bullets,
That's why I'm
without
just kind of waiting
yeah,
to see if anything else comes out because
right.
mm,
It makes you nervous that they may not have enough.
yeah.
That a decent defense attorney might be able to attack that in a way that causes reasonable doubt that it was hers. But then you couple that though with the other probable cause, like the last location she was seen in with her daughter
Yeah. There
alive,
could be
which
enough
is
um,
right, right,
circumstantial that it
right.
makes
To tie it
sense.
all
When as to Rick Allen, it doesn't make sense. None of it does because
right,
there's none of that to go
right.
by.
Yeah, they could tie this all together with what they do have as far as all her movements that were happening prior to
Hmm.
the last time Melody, I say Melanie by accident because I
Yeah.
have, I have a sister named Melanie, so it always wants to come out that way. But for the timeline though, of the last time they saw her together and with the location that they saw her in. Now, we do know where she was found right there near the, what was it, the Colorado Utah border, near East State Road 24 and West Caneville Road. And I looked that up on the map. You know, it's like a really rural area out there. Um, so yeah, but to piece together all the timeline stuff, like the rental car being seen with the wigs on, her not cooperating with authorities about where her daughter was, all of that
Right.
coming into play in a trial, uh, maybe enough. It should be because we're all like, damn, well, she did it. You know, she's guilty. There's something we damn well know better than to say, of course, innocent until proven guilty and all that, but dang, there's a
Right.
lot of circumstantial stacking up. It's giving us some good probable cause here, especially her
Hmm.
behavior. being the biggest concern, right?
It
Um,
just makes me so angry that she wasn't made to tell authorities where her child was and that she was safe.
yes,
Because if I
and how,
call on a neighbor that, you know, I'm concerned about the child next door, are they just going to go and talk to whoever answers the door and leave? They shouldn't. They should
well,
need to see your child.
Lori Vallow got away with it for a while, and so did
Yeah.
this one. So that's what I'm saying. Across
And look what
what
happened
would
in both
happen?
cases.
Right.
Yeah.
What would happen if I called and told them, "Hey, my friend Butterfly, I haven't seen her kid." You know, they go to your house and your kid's not there, and they're like, "Well, where's your kid, ma'am?" You're like, "Oh, I don't know." And they're like, "Well, we need more than
Mm-hmm.
that." And you're like, "Nope, you're not getting it. Shut the door." Is that end of it? What?
Shouldn't be. Not when it comes to a
Right.
child.
Yes, Pammy, I did do the street view. I wish I could bring that up. I'm tempted to close out of my. Let me go see if I can get into Restream now on the PC. Oh, I might
I'll be
mess it
right
all
back.
up. Okay.
I'll be right back.
I did. I love me some map time. I gotta go see with my own eyes this location area, right? Um, so it makes you wonder how she chose the area she wanted that she did choose. Hang on, let me see if this will work. Nah, it's not gonna let me do it because it lets me in there, but I can't. It's not gonna show anything, so it's gonna be a hot mess. Um, one thing. Hang on, let me grab my other note here on her. Because it was like October 9th was the last time the child was seen on the on a video surveillance camera, according to the press conference. Um, and they didn't say an exact location. They just said it was near the Colorado Utah border, but on the Colorado side. Her body was found just on the Utah side. So within a short amount of time of October 9th is when this occurred. Has one campground rage. Oh, wait. I know what I was doing. I can't see chat. Hold on. Not in real time, anyway. Now I can. Right, Rachel? Same caliber, same manufacturer. I mean, what all can they tell from it to make it make a match, right? What? Maybe we'll get to the documents eventually. I don't know. It seems like
Okay, I'm back.
California is like, okay, California appears to be on a roll right now with shutting down their cases, right? Look at the old Dave Ed situation,
Mm-hmm.
Celeste Rivas case. They're like, nope, nope, nope. Y'all think Idaho is funny. We're going to show y'all. We're like, whoa. Idaho is kind of funny right now. They still taking their time over there. Okay, let me I'm just gonna do something real quick, guys. Hang on one second.
I agree, Pammy. It's so awful, sad. Not, I mean, on top of what was done to her, that she had to be put there.
I mean, there's nothing that can justify what she did, right? We know that,
Nope.
but what in the hell, lady, are you thinking? Um, there's plenty of ways. If you, I mean, was she was her head full of damn demons? What are we doing here? What kind of defense is she gonna well, she says not guilty. So what is she gonna do? Stick to that story that remember the guy that went into her house and spoke with her and claimed she kidnapped him or held him against his will and all that stuff? He claimed that she said she gave Melody to a couple. So is she gonna come in there into court and say, nope, 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 I gave her to that couple. They must have done that to her.
Mm. Reminds you of
Uh,
somebody.
I
Casey
mean,
Anthony with the nanny.
no, she said that that guy that got interviewed that went into her house, right?
Yeah,
That
I remember.
he's yeah, and he said that she told him she gave her to people. Um, is she gonna say those people are the ones who unalived her and it really wasn't her?
But she can't produce the people. There's no evidence that there was even
That they
people.
even exist. What people? Um,
Unless they're
she
imaginary, but
well, she says she didn't know him, she don't got a phone number, all this weird, you just gave your kid up. Why? Or would you do that? If there
you
was
know
no
they're gonna
nefarious
say her attorney is gonna say, "Oh, well, look, she didn't even try and flee." Okay,
I just
what
don't
does
think
that mean? Don't matter.
there's no feasible defense that could come out to make a jury buy
Mm-mm.
any um her in her mind rational story that's going to make everybody go, oh, okay, even like, oh, I couldn't let the other family have her. Yeah, just whatever excuse you can come up with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but to say I'm not guilty, right? That's
Yeah.
that's not guilty. So, okay, what is your theory then? Is what I would ask her. Well, the people I gave her to, they must have done it. Like, how does she
In
disprove
your
it?
car with the same location as the car that you were driving when you left her there. People were
Well,
with you in that car too.
I would like to know if that rental car, what kind of location data we have on that rental car.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it had any kind of onboard capabilities of different things, you would think that if the authorities had the car, as long as they had access to it, they accessed any kind of records on that car. It would have told them everywhere that car would have went.
Well, it
And
was
then
a
they pay.
rental, so the rental company might have on things
Mm-mm.
on it too,
I'm talking about
trackers or something.
the tracker. Yeah, yeah. Remember Letitia Stock rented that U-Haul
Mm-hmm.
and carried Gannon from what, Colorado to here, and she didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize that it had a GPS tracker on it the whole time.
Yeah.
Her dumb ass didn't even realize there was a tracker on that thing. But the onboard capabilities that the car, I don't know if rental cars do that. You know what I mean? If they have all that turned on, um, like in
Well, I
Brian
think most of
Koberger's
them
case.
do.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
certain cars will have the onboard like certain we deep dove this shit all to too much in the Koberger case. What is and look at the Murdoch case, right? What can your vehicle tell you? So we don't know what I feel like if they had good location data on that vehicle, they might have gotten to this child's body a little quicker instead of an
True.
accidental stumble upon. That's where I'm going with that. I don't know how
Yeah.
much information they were able to retrieve digitally on her, like cell phone data. Was she using maps, anything, navigation system on the car, even all of that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so
And I'm
interested
sure it
to
depends
see.
where you rent the car from as well. Because if
Right,
it's
what?
like a lower budget, they may not
Right, they
keep
may
up
not
with
have.
other cars like that.
But would they put a tracker on them, like you were suggesting, right? Is it like a safety feature?
Mm-hmm.
Rentals would be foolish not to have that, right, Simi? If your
Mm-hmm.
rental goes missing, you want to be able to find it. Um, they're gonna, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to like maybe look into that and see what kind of capabilities these rental. We don't even know. Hey, wait, I'm sure it's out there. What kind of car was she rent? Did she rent? I don't think I made a
I don't think
note of the actual car. I didn't. I know I
no.
didn't.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I will have to. I don't know if we'll see any documents, and I don't know if there's like a pretty little website with a pretty little bow, packaged up documents for us to glance at every now and then.
Yeah.
But so we'll have to wait, and see how that progresses with her case. I find, I guess she's going to get herself some public defenders because I'm guessing she doesn't got Nick Reiner money.
Right.
I'm guessing. I don't know what it actually do for a living.
I don't know. I don't even know how she got all that with she didn't have a job or anything. I mean, maybe was she getting benefits from her husband? Maybe
Well, I
he
mean,
passed,
I don't know what I mean. The
but it
child
sure
would.
usually isn't that much.
Well, your
Yeah.
child would, but it's not enough to live large on, like to
Mm-mm.
fund your entire lifestyle. Like you can't
Right.
pay the mortgage, pay the utilities, buy the groceries, buy the clothes, and all the extra things she apparently seemed to enjoy, like wigs and such. I
Right.
don't know where all her money was coming from,
All
or
those
how she
Amazon
was
packages that she was getting.
weirdo, like the who I don't know. I'm sure they'll do financials on her, you know what I'm saying, with warrant search warrants. They'll do her bank
Mm-hmm.
records and things like that, and they'll see if there was any what kind of deposits were coming in. Um yeah, I don't know, Rachel. I've thought about that too. The signal out there is gonna get sketchy, right? Being way out there. So would it go
It's
in and
usually
out?
look different for like OnStar and the GPS as opposed to a cell phone because it would be
Yeah. Yeah, I
satellite.
satellite operated, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Simi Sharp, she did. She pled not guilty. So, that made me wonder, was she gonna blame the so-called couple she told that guy she gave her daughter to? Jeez.
The imaginary couple.
If she got SSI and the death benefit, I don't know if she had Section 8 housing or not. They out there, California, where she was living. Lori was getting
Well, it's expensive to
4,000.
it's expensive to live in California. I mean,
Oh
cost of
gosh,
living
they're
is
so
very high there.
expensive. Oh, they're so expensive. Those houses are
Hmm.
stupid expensive. Lori was
But
getting
she could have had a
4,000.
Section 8 voucher if she didn't have house an actual like apartment complex, but she could have had a voucher maybe.
Well, yeah, you can get Section 8 vouchers, I guess, but I don't
Hmm.
know about what areas they give them. I don't know
I don't
much
know.
about, there's certain areas around here that you're going to find Section 8 housing and not others. I don't know much. I don't know how she was supporting herself. But Danny says Lori was getting 4 grand a month for JJ. I don't know how. I guess from Charles, though. Not every child will receive that amount. Um, I know children who receive death benefits from Social Security for their fathers, and it ain't close to 4 grand. It's not even in the ballpark of 4 grand. So I don't know where that, like,
Well, she was
damn.
married to her
Yeah,
the
but
dad,
when
right? At the time that
she,
he passed.
it,
So she
it,
would
it,
get
the,
spousal.
I don't know about spousal. I only know about Florida. You got to be married 10 years. Okay. If I don't
Mm,
marry you for 10 solid years, I'm not going to get shit when you kick over. What end of story? But your children, that's a different story. A death
right.
benefit for a child in Florida is not even $1,000 a month for one. It's not even close. That's all I know about it. So I don't really, I've heard Lori was getting all this money, but she was getting it from all kinds of places apparently. Wherever she could get her hands on it, she was getting it. Yeah, I know Lori was married. I know all of it. I'm just saying Lori seemed to be getting a lot more money than most women out there get. That's all I'm saying, per child. In my stage, you won't get that kind of money. I don't know if that was based on what Charles did for a living. I don't know how they based it, you know what I'm saying? But fact is, I don't know what Ashley Buzzard did for a damn living. I don't know where she
No,
worked. I don't know how she made her money. I
I
don't know
don't
how
think
she paid the
anyone does.
lights. How you kept the lights on, lady? Jesus. Lord. Um, Rachel, you said she got money to take care of JJ in Florida. Well, she was his adoptive mother. You don't that's in Florida, you can get what is called relative care if you care for a relative, $200 a month. But if you were my adopted child, I shouldn't get shit to take care of you per month. I got questions for all this money. What the hell, Idaho? What are y'all doing? Wasteful ass. What the fuck? Y'all gonna cause me to make a whole other show in about 5 seconds. Hold on a minute. We gotta go investigate this tragedy of money. The hell? The have and the have nots of the children of the deceased is crazy. Oh, sorry, I was reading there. I'm not being, I'm trying to read chat. I haven't seen my peeps in a few days. Trying to gauge what y'all are thinking too. Amy, I forgot, leave phone at home, strapped to a dog for movement. That's a good idea.
Old car to transport. Oh, Pammy.
Okay, so I'm thinking about doing a New Year's Eve stream. Are y'all down? I don't know. Do y'all go out for New
If I make
Year's?
it to midnight.
Girl, I'm not saying I'm gonna do a midnight stream. I didn't say all that.
We're all gonna be asleep.
We're the old crowd, dude. I was like,
Oh gosh.
we all have midnight at such different times. We wouldn't even know what to freaking do. Midnight my time, midnight your time. No, midnight their time. We're like, we'll just make up a midnight. We're just gonna call it
Right?
midnight.
Somewhere in the middle.
Tired. Look, when we get tired, it's midnight.
9 o'clock is our midnight.
9 o'clock. It's 9:30 right now.
No, I'm kidding.
My sister called me like 7:30. She's like, "Are you in bed?" I was like, "In bed? The hell? What does that even mean?"
That's even too early for me. I'm usually eating or something.
I'm like, I don't sleep like the average people. There's times I've been awake at 4 a.m. I'm like, man, I'd like to go live and talk about this, but man, they're probably all asleep.
Oh, true, Rachel.
A pot of coffee.
Disability.
Yeah, disability is probably going to be the biggest payout, right? If JJ, because Lori continued to draw on their disability, right? JJ's disability, once he had passed away. She didn't report it. She didn't report
No,
JJ.
she was talking about Ashling. Rachel was talking about Ashling Buzzard.
Oh.
She had a history of
now
mental illness, but I don't know how easy it is to get disability for that in California.
Well, you can get disability for certain. Okay, well, in Florida, certain states have like, what do they call it? Like a supplemental security income type thing. It's really a state funded thing versus a federal funded like Social Security. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It will vary from state to state, but there are mental health conditions you can absolutely draw disability on. That will probably be your largest payout, but it's barely, it's not enough to live on. I don't know what kind of, now this is California, what they consider enough to live on, what Florida considers enough to live on may be different considering the cost of housing. I don't know. Florida's getting on up there, I think. Who knows? Now, interestingly
I don't know, all those wigs. Maybe she had an OnlyFans or something.
Oh, maybe she did. Forrest, was she receiving SNAP benefits too? She probably was. If she was receiving anything like any sort of benefits, right? Like a monetary, but like for herself or her daughter, she would have been probably automatically qualified to receive SNAP Medicaid, whatever comes with it. But this is minimum amount of money. They don't,
Mhm.
hell, if they're handing out that kind of dough in Cali, damn. I mean, that ain't the way it is in Florida. You won't even get a food stamp in Florida unless you get your able-bodied ass up and go to work. You
Yeah.
just, to me, that it's not enough to pay rent, utilities, buy groceries, and receive all these packages at the same. You know what I'm saying? There seems to be like there was something. Maybe she was just racking up credit card bills and just letting them go because she was a wacko. You know what I mean? Maybe she was
Yeah.
receiving enough to keep the lights on, and then everything else was just uh, impulse shopping or whatever the hell she's doing, and not and just running up credit cards. Who knows? It could be that kind of
Yeah.
situation. Um, but Rachel says Ashley was in a mental hospital several times. Possible she was getting benefits. I'm pretty with that, probably so, Rachel. And we know she had a grown daughter, and that daughter was not had nothing to do with Ashley, right? I think she was taken away from Ashley when she was younger, but she was in the courtroom the other day when Ashley appeared in court with the not guilty plea. Um, she'll be I'm pretty sure she'll be testifying against her mom. Now, with Rachel's comment though about her being in a mental hospital several times, what constitute a person constitutes them better or well enough to care for a child, things like that, because apparently she wasn't well enough to take care of a child. You know, what kind of treatment was she receiving during this time? When was the last time she received any treatment, right? There's a whole, you cannot just come out and say, well, they have a mental defect. Like
Well,
today, you
did the
know,
did the husband have any life insurance?
that I don't know. There's a good possibility. But if he did, how long did that last, right? I mean,
Mhm.
even if you get a couple 100,000 after a couple of years of living off that, that's gone. You
Right.
cannot live I, if people think they can live the rest of their life comfortably off 200 grand, they're insane. Um, Once you pay the monthly bills alone and just live rock bottom, you're still going to go broke. Um, and she was paying for that storage, right, Rachel? Where was she getting all this extra money? Danny says my late husband and Callie got a SSI disability 995. That sounds about right. Okay, right. And then now Danny gets survivor's benefits and pays a monthly budget. Right. There's not like tons of extra money to work with. So I don't know. Well, sure, if they dig into her financials, maybe we'll learn a little bit more. And I'd be interested to follow because in that News Nation piece that I saw where Nancy Lou got the video clip and went inside Ashley's home, um, friends relatives, I think it was, were speaking out about how they felt Melody was failed by the state for allowing her to continue to stay with her mother. Now, I don't know if there was complaints against her, how many were ever alleged against her, or if there was any open cases. Um, because why, if there were like reports on her in the past in any cases involving DCF, the Department of Children and Families, before this disappearance, and they kept, did they evaluate her and say she's fine? You know what I mean? There's a lot to
Mhm.
look at there. Um, that you have questions about if uh, were there any accusations before the school called, right? When she didn't go to school, and because the school
Mhm.
called and notified her on the school called to report her on October 14th of 2025. Now, that was October 14th. The last time this child was seen on camera was October 9th, already on their road trip. So the 9th to the 14th before the school, and it's not the school's fault. Thank goodness they called when they called. And I don't know how long she had missed school before they called. You know, what day did they set out on that trip? What day was that car rental? I don't even have those key times right here in front of me for a timeline, which I need to put together. Rachel says the grandpa said they had custody once, they had to give her back. So I guess that they probably gained temporary custody. Ashley probably met whatever guidelines they put down for her. And once she did that, they gave her back. Wow.
Were they
I
threatening to
would,
take her away again? I wonder. Well, that's been
yeah.
said in the news, but how true that is, we don't know.
But we have to ask, what kind of guidelines did they look at to determine that she was okay to go back home? You know, how it's just, well, you know, yeah, there's a lot of false accusations out there that can be alleged against parents, but at the same time, you have to look at all of it. And when they walk into a home, it appears to be a clean home. There's food in the kitchen. Mom says nothing to see here. Child says we're fine, and there's no visible signs of abuse. What do?
Yeah.
You know, I don't. We have. We're, you know, of course, I'd like to see some reports on that, but we won't. You know, and we shouldn't, where the child's concerned, whatever she said to these people. But if they had any indication there was issues and they allowed her to continue to go back or live with her while she worked it out, mm, that's not in the best interest of the child. Right, Pammy? Pammy says, I will say, no, I still say last name Buzzard is very fitting for this bitch. It is so fitting, Pammy. They couldn't have a better name. I don't know what triggered this damn heifer. These dang crazy ladies out here in society. What happened? What in the world happened to some of these
And I
people?
just
And it's not
and I just saw
not just
another
women.
story. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just saw another story. Was it yesterday of a lady that killed her two children? They were boys, and then she fled to the UK, and they
What?
got her back. But I'm like, what is going on? Awful.
It It doesn't make sense. Is it like, you know how when in the 70s serial killers were like, you know, this thing, and then in the 80s and it was the child SA people or kidnappers, you know, it now it's like these mommy killers. It's like what in the
Hmm.
world? Why are these phases like this? Why is it, you know, is it copycat type stuff kicks in? But look how many years in between some of these incidents, like Susan Smith, for instance, versus now, you know, and
Hmm.
all the, and if you look at all the cases that, like we were talking about the other day, they all have these mothers all had very different reasons for doing what they did.
Yep.
Danny says, were those in the one, weren't they in suitcases? Butterfly? Is that what
I
I was
think
hearing?
so.
Like Gannon. Gannon's stock was
I
found in
said,
the suitcase. I
yeah, I have
think I
to. I
heard
don't know the
that.
details of the story. I just saw it a
Yeah,
brief description. Yeah.
okay. I think I did see something about found in suitcases, but I didn't like read it either. But yeah, that's like uh Kimberly Singler, Pammy says. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
That one.
okay. We'll link into it. We'll have to check it out. That's crazy that these I don't even begin to know what her motive might have been. There's no
Mm,
motive is going to justify that and putting these babies in a suitcase. The only same way that the Gannon was found.
yeah.
It's insane. Um, so now we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see her back in court sometime next. Would I say the 7th? Yeah. Somebody else, Butterfly, has court that day. Oh, is it Reiner?
Might
Um,
be. Let me check.
I feel like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I might be wrong. I feel like I might be right. I don't know. Too many court dates rambling around. Um,
Agree.
yeah. So I don't know. Thinking about doing a New Year's Eve stream. Don't know what uh, I'll stream about. If it might just be a random whatever the hell we talk about kind of stream. I don't know. What do you got? What would you got? And I've also been doing well, I've always done research on the Gilgo Beach, Lisk, Rex Hurman stuff, right? Um,
Yes,
and I've been
the
no, go ahead.
January 7th is the Nick Reiner is. I just looked it up. Sorry.
Okay, so it
Go
is
ahead.
the 7th is for both of them then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll have updates then on those two things at that time. Um, I just yawned for no damn reason. Uh, oh, I was reading Caroline's comment. I guarantee you Grandpa was spoiling her since childbirth. I'm not too familiar with this case. I did hear the grandpa is defending her, or the defending Ashley. Pammy says no suitcases in singular case. Okay. Okay, Pammy, cool. Thank you. We'll have to look into that case for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I all of a sudden I just started yawning and it's like I cannot stop now. There's a several cases that I was looking at over the weekend that I really just kind of haven't. I don't know what. Sometimes a case will just jump out at me and I'm like, I just need to know more. And sometimes I'm just like, run of the mill, run of the mill. I'm like, so it's sad to say in true crime though, but you know what I mean? There's just so many
Yeah.
cases. There's so many out
Mm-hmm.
there. And I know we all have uh, different interests, but I would love to cover a case you guys really want to look into as well. And I've been keeping an eye on some of the movement and some of the even like the Lake and Snelling case, the cheerleader from Kentucky with, there's been a little bit of movement with that case, but not anything earth shattering. Just keeping an eye on like the dockets, and there's not a lot coming down and stuff like that. So keeping an eye on some of the things, and when they do come out, we'll go with it. Semi sharp. My bad. Yawning is contagious. Did I start it or did you?
We're all gonna be yawning now.
Yeah, we're all good. We may not make it to a New Year's Eve show. Damn it, man.
Oh,
We thought we could. We'll be the little engine that thought he could. We should
goodness.
make it a party and invite some guests over. Oh my goodness. Hey, there's an idea. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to join us or not? Oh goodness. Simi says I can blame you. I'm not gonna blame you. No. I
I'm
was
I'm
doing fine.
um I'm trying to get the link for Nancy Grace,
I
Danielle
meant to
Bells.
thank you
So
because I
just
was
add
gonna
it.
touch on that next. Thank you for that. There was that link in all right, Butterfly's about to drop a link into chat. Is it gonna let you? Or do I need to do it?
I should. Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah, oh yeah, it should. Okay. Butterfly is about to drop a link into the chat for Nancy Grace that aired, was it yesterday, Butterfly? It finally aired on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Um, it
Mm-hmm.
is on her, was it Crime Stories channel? Anyway, it's the case of Danielle Bell, a local girl missing for over 20 years. She does a great interview on there with Bonnie, Danielle's sister. We are still planning to schedule Bonnie to come on after the first of the year. She had a lot going on, coming up with a holiday. Um, she had already recorded the Nancy Grace story piece there. Anyway, she's got a whole lot going on with her own content on her channels. But anyway, we're hoping to get Bonnie on soon to just to follow up on some more stuff with Danielle's case. But it is the case of Danielle Bell, missing from Pensacola, Florida. And Nancy did a pretty good job to give her that. I was watching to see how that would be played out, and I was pretty pleased with it. So, um, Pammy, Saturday Night Live's hit yawn party, drinks served, some old school Saturday Night Lives like what I miss. Always think of Eddie Murphy. Hi, I'm the guy who shot buckwheat. Hi, I'm the guy who shot the guy who shot the guy who shot buckwheat, and it goes on through the whole entire show. I was, yeah, that was a good night because I had some pretty good stuff, but it was so funny. It was hilarious. All right, I think both of my mods got it. Okay. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Butterfly. Guys, I encourage you, please go over there and watch the Nancy Grace piece. Give it a thumbs up. Justice for Danielle. Let's bring her home. Let's get her found. Um, Reality is what it is. Anybody that was at the party or saw Danielle that night, it's been a long time. And Sanchez is in prison, so there's that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Gumby, damn it. I'm Gumby. Semi Sharp. There you go. I'm going to clap. Yes. You know what I'm talking about.
Mr. Bill. Ooh.
Salty, my Whitney did an episode on Danielle too. Awesome, Pammy. That is great because the more we can get it out there, right? These cold cases, they all deserve a voice, especially these girls, to get them found. And to know somebody knows something, right? So thank you. Tell your friend Whitney. Thank you for getting that out there as well, because it means a lot, and I know it means a lot to Danielle's sister and her dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so sad.
It is. I couldn't just sitting with that, all those decades of not knowing. So would be the hardest part. I mean, I think at some point you may come to some realizations, but you still would never know where they are, right? But
Yeah.
yes, Pammy, yeah. What's the channel there, Pammy? Rachel's asking. Yes, please. Let Rachel know. All right. Well, there's also another let me grab it so I can give it to you. Hold on, let me grab this one. I'm going to drop a link to I brought up this last week sometime. We were talking about Nick Reiner and about, the mental health diagnosis. We were just hearing like bombarded for 24 hours with a schizophrenic diagnosis. And I was like, wait, breaks. I need to know more. I got this high powered attorney fixing to come in real hot and heavy on social media. Brakes
Mm-hmm.
on. I applied the brakes super fast. I mean, I'm not even gonna make a bad joke, but I applied them, and I need to know more. When was this diagnosis? How long ago? How long was this treatment been going on? They're doing what with meds? They're trying to regulate them. How long? When were they prescribed? There's a whole lot to ask before I jump and say, "Well, there's your reason," right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot more about his bad habits at that point than I had his mental health. So I couldn't just jump onto a bandwagon or social media stuff's telling me this man is sick, leave it alone. I don't
Yeah.
doubt that he's sick. My question was about the mental health care system, especially if you're spending the kind of money they were spending on treatment, and why it
Yeah.
started at age 14 and why it ended tragically in his early 30s when thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars were spent on top notch treatment in America. And now we're going to blame schizophrenic. I did, but so I had questioned what came first, the drug abuse or the schizophrenia? Did one trigger the other, and which one was first? I wasn't the only one with that question, turns out. I felt a tiny bit vindicated. Navigating advocacy. Okay, thank you. Rachel,
Yeah.
can you find it, or did you already? Okay. Navigating advocacy.
Yeah, I found it. I just got to
Okay.
get the link.
Okay, I'm going to grab this link. So I brought up Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew was a doctor on CNN for a long time, 90s ish, yeah, 90s, I guess mid to late 90s. And I
Hmm.
remember because he was kind of like sandwiched in between Nancy Grace and the other chick that was on there for a long time. And anyway, he ran a series, or he was the therapist to the stars, or the drug therapist to the stars, right? He would do treatment centers and have them, because they would come on the show and talk about their addictions and what led to their addictions and all their money troubles and their fame and therefore all the things tied up in Hollywood and addiction. So after a while of watching a bunch of that, I was like, man, these people, man, it's crazy that they have access to all of these things because of the money they've made. Then they made these really bad choices and do these really bad things. Now they're paying thousands of dollars to try to get happy again and get off these things. And it seemed like a vicious cycle and a lot of money being spent. It made me
Hmm.
question uh, motives. It made me question therapies. It made me question a lot of things. Then the next thing I know, out of California, comes a whole bunch of diagnosis. Every child, time I turned around, another child had autism. And there were many different causes, according to people in California, as to why all these kids now had autism. I don't doubt that they are a lot of children out there on a spectrum, right? Um, then you go and you move into the 2000s. Mid 2000s, late 2000s now. You got a whole bunch of young people living out there who all have anxiety so bad they cannot function. Who who's telling them all of these things? It's these therapists. Are they
Hmm.
slapping out labels like a machine? Or is why does it got to cost that much money for that treatment? What do you think? What do you have to say? Anything?
Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, that's money to be made. Um,
But
it,
what
I
about the
mean, I would
cost of
question
treatment,
yeah, that too. But as a parent, I would question like, why isn't anything helping? Like, did
right?
he see different doctors along the way? Was it the same doctor? Was he in a program? Because a lot of times you see things with
Well,
like
according
federally
to
fund, like government programs and things like that.
yeah, but according to all reports, this kid was able to see multiple doctors across decades in many parts of the country. He was
Crazy.
sent to resort type treatment facilities multiple times for thousands of dollars for a cush stay while in treatment. The point, what I'm saying is the cost of the actual treatment should be the same for Nick Reiner
Right.
as it is for Tom, Dick, and Harry over here off the street.
Hmm.
But the
It's not because
no,
one's
they come out and polish it up with
private.
what do they say is, what do they call it? Like new age therapy, cutting edge therapies. Um, we will also give you that Zen 5-star quality hotel type stay.
Well, apparently
We're
they
gonna
weren't edgy enough because nothing helped them.
so it's a big waste of money.
Hmm.
And
Like, at what point do you say nothing is helping? Like,
at what point are
they
we gonna hold
continue
those
because they're
facilities accountable? Okay,
Right.
we just let
They
Morgan
continue
Geyser
because they're
go.
getting paid for it. That's why.
Okay, it was time for them to stop it. Money grab
False
is up.
hopes and all.
Money grab
Yeah.
is up because we just let Morgan. We didn't. Somebody in the mental health care system decided Morgan Geyser was unfit to go to prison, so they had to stick her in a little hospital setting. Then they decided she was okay to go to a step down facility, and then she decided, well, I'm just going to cut my ankle monitor off and run off. Okay, in Florida, we got a boy sitting in the Florida State Mental Hospital right now. Killed his mom Christmas Eve several years ago. Every 6 months, he gets to go back before the board to decide if he's okay again to go to a step down facility. No, thank you.
Right.
And I know the hell his family has to go through every 6 months because his mother had a
Hmm.
sister who's still alive. And Pam has to go every 6 months for Brandon's reevaluations. So, what is wrong with our healthcare system? Is
Hmm.
Alan Jackson about to put them on trial?
Right. Exactly.
I think he
It's so
is.
frustrating. Yeah.
And if he does, I'm here for it because obviously this boy had a lot of problems.
Hmm.
You don't do an intervention on a 14-year-old boy if he didn't have a problem. Did you do that because he
Right.
smoked a joint? You didn't intervene because you caught the boy with a joint. You know what I'm saying? He was already into a lot of things at 14 if he had to go through an intervention that early. In
Oh
his
yeah.
first rehab, this is Nick's own words I heard in that interview that I watched that I told you and Rachel about.
Hmm. Right.
He said that at first intervention was age 14. He said at 15 he was in rehab. He said he went to multiple rehabs all throughout the years. He did not hardly ever touch on mental health during that interview. And the interview wasn't that long ago. All right. So that's why I'm like, I didn't hear anything. That man taught, I listened to him. I listened for signs, anything that would make me think I got schizophrenia sitting here giving me this interview, right? I
Hmm.
didn't pick up on anything other than he came across as a very happy drug addict who really liked his life the way it was. Because he
Yeah.
said he was in a rehab in Maine and he knew that he had one goal was to get out and go use, but he couldn't get out and go use there because he didn't know anybody, had nowhere to go. So he had to clean up and act right long enough to get out just to get to go back home, just to get to go back to his old ways. He said that himself.
So they enabled him.
So, I mean, I don't know which came first, you know what I mean? Uh,
Right. I think it was a cycle. Um, because he's schizophrenic and was fine when he was on his meds, but then he chose to stop taking them and was taking other drugs. What part of that? How
well,
does that play
here's
out for him in his defense against what he did?
Well, from
Is what I wonder.
what I saw from what Alan, what from what I saw, this is a recent diagnosis, and he didn't like come off his meds. The meds were not, they were adjusting meds. Anytime you're going
Hmm.
through an adjustment stage with your meds and you're getting new ones in your system, doing those drugs is not, you can't be doing that stuff.
Right.
So he wasn't serious enough about the other part of
Hmm.
this if there's schizophrenia involved. Whatever those meds, if he was that bad off, that these meds were really that out of whack, and having a really adverse reaction, which they absolutely could, why wasn't he in a hospital setting to get him
Exactly.
stabilized and to adjust the meds in a hospital setting? Because that could have been done, and don't tell me they couldn't afford it. So
Right.
who recommended he just go home while we play meds adjustment today? The latest
Hmm.
therapist on board? The latest therapist on board. Wow.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm curious to find out what that whole process has been.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. How what would that whole process look like even? Um, Caroline says, at what point are they going to stop thinking that people who are mentally ill aren't and those who aren't are? Right. Listen to people who have outbursts for no reasons at all. It, how many try to fake it, right? Like they're just a whack. But I don't, I honestly
Well,
believe this
it's
kid had a lot of problems. There was a lot going on right there, right? In that time, that 24-hour period there was a lot, but I also feel like there's also guilt, consciousness of guilt in some points. Now, have you heard any more about the argument at the party, right? That's like, what about the days leading up to the party? The 48 hours
mhm,
leading up to what was his state of mind like? We've heard that he was, not in a good way at all. And they go to the party at Conan's or whatever. And while they're there, they have the argument, him and his dad. And we heard he also had words with that comedian, the Hatter guy. And then we heard reports, well, somebody there wanted to call the police, but Conan's like, nah, they, let them handle it. And
so why
everybody's
didn't
mad.
he go off on anybody at the party? Like, why didn't he do what he did to his parents at the
Well, I
party
feel like
if he wasn't in his right mind and didn't know what he was doing?
it
You would think
sounds
the first
like,
person he would lash out to would be the person that he had the fight with,
okay,
besides
well,
his
there,
dad, of course. But you know what I mean?
from what I can piece together from what little tiny bit we've seen, it looks like people said he was acting weird, dressed in his hoodie, being all shady. Did Hatter and him have some sort of words? I don't blame this comedian guy at all. Something
Hmm.
happened. The dad's like, dude, chill out. Then that causes him and the son to start having a beef. That
Right.
gets real heated. Somebody's threatening to call the cops. Conan's like, nah, we got this, chill. Then it chills. Then the Reiners go home. That's what I
Yeah.
think happened. Because nobody else has really said otherwise. It wasn't like a huge brawl took place. It was words, and this
Right.
kid is, I saw a report where Reiner allegedly said, my son's going to hurt me. I don't know if any of that's true, right? All we know is there was some words with this comedian guy, words between Nick and his dad. Then they go home. So it's probably
Well,
calm your
makes
ass
you wonder,
down, boy.
had he hurt him before and he just didn't
Like
report it because he
physically.
didn't want him to get in trouble? Is it a history of that?
Right,
You
like,
don't
has he
know.
ever physically put his hands on, his dad
Hmm.
before, you think? That's a
Yeah.
good thought, Butterfly, because it could have, that bowing up at him even, you know what I mean? If they get
Hmm.
into an altercation or words about money or I need more money on whatever, give
Well, I
me a
mean, if his
car, who
first thought
knows?
is he's gonna hurt me, then either he's done it before or he thinks he's past the point
Right,
that
he's
he's seen him
escalating.
before. Right.
Right, he's escalating. His behavior may have appeared to be escalating to him, and then maybe he's done things like bowed up at him before, gotten his face before. I can see that happening. I wouldn't
Hmm.
surprise me at all. Um, yeah, Pammy, does that make sense to you too? And then it morphs to carnage at home, right? That's the way it feels like, from what little I've been able to piece together, outside looking in. Because I'm trying not to watch a ton of extra because yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the timeline is. Like, how soon after did
Um,
he leave the party after his parents?
I think they all
So
did they all leave together?
I don't.
Or did he leave I don't really know that either. They didn't live but like I
Mm-mm.
think 2 miles from Conan. So I don't know if Nick took off on foot or if they all left together. I don't know. But
Right.
one thing I do know, well, we all know now, um, after the whatever happened in the kitchen happened and he unalived his parents, Nick leaves and goes and gets that hotel room, right? Um,
Hmm.
we have heard reports now that this hotel room allegedly had blood in it.
The
Sheets were
shower.
hung up. Yeah, sheets were hung up on the windows, right? Blood on the bed, blood in the shower, blood in the. Okay, so then I thought, okay, well, Nick had to get from the Reiner residence over to that hotel. Was he not covered in blood in between?
Right, I
When he
know. I
got
was
to
wondering that. Did he
when he
clean
got
off?
when he got to the hotel to check in, did he not have blood on him? Why now is there
Right.
blood in this hotel room that now they have noticed? When they didn't, nobody noticed it
Oh,
before?
yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's what I questioned too, because I was like, well, could have cleaned off, because how would he have blood in the hotel room? Hmm.
Yeah, what that's not making sense, right?
Mm-mm.
Did the
Nope.
front desk not
But you have to
observe?
check in.
Right, there's got to be
This.
camera footage, right, of him checking into this fancy
Mm-hmm.
hotel. It
Yep.
wasn't a cheap stay, so you know there's a camera in that damn lobby, um, right there
Because
at
even
the
when
check-in.
I book a hotel online, you still have to check in at the front desk. You can't just go
You
to a
can't
room with no
bypass it.
key.
Well, I mean, you could probably if you're going to the Beverly Hills Hotel in the back door, the kind of thing, celebrity status and all. Yeah, you can. You can sneak right
Yeah.
into these hotels, but no, he's going in the front door. Unless he's got
Mm-hmm.
got it that way, he might be able to slide in the back, but someone's going to see you. Someone's got to
Yeah.
let you in the back door. So,
Yep.
valet or who
That's
the
what I
hell
mean. Like,
ever,
somebody's gonna see.
somebody's noticing you, right, butterfly? I
But
mean,
even if he gets
shit.
in the building, how's he gonna get in the room without
Right. You got
somebody
it.
letting him in, or
Right, you
the
gotta get
key,
your key
whatever?
or
Yeah.
your butler to come let you in, whatever. Are they
Mm-hmm.
gonna ignore the blood on you because, hey, I'm just your butler? Yeah.
Right.
Uh, right, Caroline, Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live. I don't know, but I think that Rob thought he had extinguished the problem. Little did he know. Yeah. Did he think he just got it all tempered down, and then once
Mm-hmm.
they got back home, it just continued to escalate or it
Oh, I didn't think
reignited.
about that. Then
What?
that would be premeditation, Pammy. Because I think he checked in first, then went to the Reiner house and further entered hotel through side door later after the murder.
Uh-oh, Pammy.
But then that would lead to premeditation. Forget the schizophrenia.
Yeah, why were you at a hotel? And then you went back and went to a
When you're
party
supposed
with
to be
them?
living in the guest house.
And then you
Well,
went,
I mean, yeah.
why leave the hotel in your comfortable hoodie to go to a fancy Christmas party if you didn't want to be at it? Just stay at your
But
hotel.
then that would be premeditation because,
Exactly.
yeah. So, I
Could
mean,
show
yeah,
that.
I like that thought, Pammy.
Yeah, it could show intent, or it could damn well could show that.
Mm.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of probably a lot of thoughts and mixed emotions out there on the mental health. What bothers me the most about it is there are actual people who suffer from these diagnoses, right? And it
That
takes
would
away
not
from
do that.
them.
Yeah. I
It
don't like
takes
it
away
being used
from
as
them.
an excuse, or
Right.
like
Kind of
that's the
like when,
first thing.
right. Like when we heard Koberger has autism, we're like, no, don't even, right?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a fucking college degree dude here. Stop it
Yeah.
with
Stop.
that. And
Yeah.
we're high functioning, fine. Come out and say that, but don't come out with your feel bad for me moment, right?
That's not an excuse. It's, I don't know.
No, it's
Don't lump
ridiculous
yourself.
because, and you know what? Drug addiction and schizophrenia is no excuse either because how many people are
Mm-mm.
walking around with addiction and how many people are walking around with
That
schizophrenia
aren't
who will
violent.
never, who are exactly, who are not going to go unalive anybody,
Mm-hmm.
let alone their parents, right? So
Right.
what were the triggers behind that? Alan Jackson's going to explore um, any triggers that were
Oh
present
yeah.
in Nick's life that may have triggered this episode. Um, Simi says because Pammy is wicked smart. She's
Mhm.
wicked smart. Yes, she is.
She's already
We got
thinking
a
ahead about what to.
hey. She's always been a smart one. We got a smart
Yep.
crew around here. We do. Hey, what are y'all watching lately? Y'all know what I was like. I had to find something to watch, and really couldn't find anything. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm so lazy about picking stuff
I'm
to watch.
tired of seeing a certain person on my feed.
Then on YouTube, like on Hulu or Peacock
Oh,
or wherever, whatever y'all stream from. So I was on Twitter the other day. It might have been Chris. It was the day after Christmas. Was that yesterday? Maybe I don't know. Anyway, the day after Christmas, I think it was, and I saw this ad for a show called Scamanda on Hulu, and so I went and I watched
hmm.
it, and it was
Hmm.
I binge. Oh man, wow.
What's the
Oh,
name of
that's
that
all I
again?
could. It's called Scamanda, like scam
Scamanda.
and Amanda, but one word.
Oh, huh.
Scamanda. Because
To go
Amanda
look it
is a
up.
scam artist, and boy, is she a good one.
Oh
How they
boy.
pull, how people like that pull that kind of stuff off just blows me away. First of all, how you think about
Oh,
it. I mean, you
yeah.
got to put a lot of thought and effort into fake cancer. That's all I'm gonna say. But
That's
it's
too much energy. Yeah, no.
so
I don't,
much.
yeah, I don't understand why people do that either. It's awful.
This girl took it to the next level. Um, yeah, it's crazy. It's on Hulu and it's called Scamanda. But I
Hey,
didn't know
Riley,
that.
then.
Hey, Riley, is she the scammer with the vinegar? I haven't seen anything about vinegar yet, Riley. Send me. I only watch YouTube. I'm so that's me,
I
like
don't
doing
know
stuff.
if I watch that, I might start looking at people side eyeing people everywhere.
I watch too much YouTube. I had to take a break. Semi. That's why I
Oh,
went to
yeah.
Hulu. I was like, then I couldn't find anything. It's scam. Oh, pay me. Yes, CAM. Scam.
Scamanda.
Scam. Scamenda.
I think we know some scamendas around here.
You know what? It's
And
bad, Simi.
scamandas too.
When I get when there's no good YouTube streams on or there's some like what's that guy's name that Joe Jack Leone Rachel, what's the name? Zimmons channel. Um Shit, the Gilgo Beach. Ooh, man, they talk about Gilgo
Oh,
Beach.
okay.
If I'm not,
Yeah.
if I'm not going like listening to a conversation, I want to hear. If I'm getting bored with YouTube, right, I go straight to the Dateline on YouTube. But
Yep.
I've done seen them all. I'm like, man, I gotta go
I
like
just
to.
sleep to that.
Me too.
I fall asleep to that one.
Me too. You know it's going to
Yep.
be on, and then that
Yeah.
commercial break, that music, in the background. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gone. Jack
Yep.
Leone, yeah, Forrest, and then there's
Yep.
that other guy, Josh Zeman. Is that his name? Um,
Zeman. Zeman? I can.
Zeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Um, what's the name of his channel though? Sinister Podcast or something like that, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sinister. They've had some good
Mhm.
conversations over there on the Gilgo
Mhm.
case. But
They had
um,
the friend, the childhood friend, or something
I haven't watched all their content.
recently.
Oh, really? Oh, wait,
Mhm.
wait, wait. The Office. Wait, I think I did hear that. A guy that knew Rex Sherman, right? Lived
Yeah.
around the corner. That guy,
Mhm.
and he was a
Yeah, I think so.
he. He has a master's degree, right?
Yeah.
Psychology. I think that's him.
Mm.
I think I did listen to a lot of that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for Sinister podcast.
Yep.
They've been having some good conversations over there. But when I'm not listening to stuff like that, I might got the Dateline going. But when you've seen all of them, ah,
Yeah.
then you got to go find the Hulu, and you're like, come on, let me just find one good thing. So
Speaking
y'all,
of new long crime, has
mhm,
uh Madeline Soto just came out today.
Law and Crime.
I shared it in the channel.
Oh yeah, they come. Oh, that's right. I did see you link that right before we went live, right?
Mhm.
Um,
I
a
haven't
new
seen it
episode,
yet.
a long
Yeah.
crime episode where they discuss the Madeline Soto case. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Pammy. Yes, Josh Zeman, Sinister. Um,
Yep.
uh, so apparently he's done a lot of deep dive type conversations. I'm going to have to go back through his catalog and listen, because I'm just, that case infatuate. I mean, like serial killers. Come on, that case infatuates me. I was looking over today again, the superseding bail document, um, and I was actually thinking about some things like where some of these were found, the victims, right? That aren't even tied to the Gilgo Four. Um, how they, some of them were found before Shannon Gilbert. How the search for Shannon began to
Mm-hmm.
uncover all the other victims, um, and how Amber, I'm sorry, it was Karen Vergata, and her remains were found separated 15 years apart. I mean, that's a long time, right? And she was also known as the Fire Island Jane Doe for the longest time, right? But there were other body parts found like within 17 miles, just like trying to put together locations, back
Mm-hmm.
where he started dumping sites versus now and things like that. Just looking at all kinds of things in that case. I've done what a members only
Yeah.
here once on that case,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we might have done another show on it since then, that wasn't members only. So I want to get together another show because they do have, we, there really is not a whole lot to cover. We did know that they got the nuclear DNA testing will be admitted into court, which was a big deal, because that's a whole hair testing, those hair follicles are going to be big because they were found
Mm-hmm.
on victims and tied back to him and his wife and his daughter. So all of that has went on. So I'm gathering up all the stuff I can about that to get us a good update show. Let's see. Yeah, Pammy, I'm gonna have to go back through his stuff and rewatch and watch some of those videos, and look at the content they've done over there on the case, because it's Rick's Hurman is, he's, it's fascinating because people, the victims were way different than what we had in Idaho 4. But you had, and look at Dennis Rader. Dennis Rader had a document and a plan. He knew what to do different going forward, and he had different things he would worry about. And you got Koberger over here doing all the things we know he was in there doing and trying to figure out. And Hurman was over there doing the same thing,
Yeah.
even down to getting the book. Well, there was a book that they found in his home. There were two, but I think it was the podcast I was watching over that Joe did, Jack Leone did on his channel, but they were talking about the book found. Was it Mine Hunter? And the correlation between some of the stuff in the planning document and the stuff found in
Mm-hmm.
that book, right? So stuff he was learning. So that to me is crazy how he was trying to perfect it over the years and learning what not to do going forward and what to do differently. All those things. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just how they said. I always question how they said uh, Shannon Gilbert wasn't linked to him. But one of the things that he would do was to call the victims' families, right? And I remember hearing or actually watching something that said that her family got calls like that, but they
I,
still couldn't link her to him. I mean, that was one of the things that he would do,
well,
but I guess there
Shannon's
wasn't
correct.
anything else.
Yeah, I don't know that. I know that he did call. There was another. Which one was he called? Um, I don't know about Shannon particularly, but the Shannon went out there with a driver.
Right. And then she left.
Her
And then she was scared.
circumstances,
And then afterwards, her family was getting calls, like the calls that he would make to the other victims' families, like that's type of call. But
yeah.
I don't know. I just
Well,
always wondered about that.
yeah, I mean, it was, of course, there will always be a wonder, I think, but there's nothing that's ever been able to tie him to Shannon. And the only thing with
Mm-hmm.
Shannon's case, for me, um, is the fact that Shannon went out there on purpose to the Gilgo Beach area with her
Right.
driver. And that's what a lot of the girls, they have their drivers, they would take them. I've heard her 911 call. I know how she was found, when she was found, this are all the things.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
did not ever fit the rest of this, right?
Right.
In the same way that Peaches and the baby never fit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the male Asian.
Yeah.
Does he fit? Now, he was a cross dresser. Did Rex think it was a woman
Yeah. I
and get
always
it
wondered that
wrong?
too.
Or is it completely unrelated? We don't know that part. Yeah. They have only been able to tie these other victims to him via these hairs found
Yeah.
in these burlap sacks that go back and match them. Now they got his, DNA off the pizza crust. They now have phone records and video surveillance of him buying and purchasing these burner phones. And we know he was using the burner phone to call the victim's family once crimes were committed. So there's a lot of that also stacking up. But as far as
Right.
physical evidence, those hairs were huge. Um, we heard forever and a day over in Delphi, these hairs that we got, we can't test them. There's no follicles. Well, guess what? We got the same thing over here in New York with the Rex Heuermann case, and we're about to see evidence brought into court. And there was a full ass
Mm-hmm.
Fry hearing held about it, which is the same. A Fry hearing and a Daubert hearing are the same, depending on your state. In New York, it's just
Yeah.
called the Fry hearing. So you got to come in and weigh the experts to see if there's any validity behind what they have. And this new, I guess it is like a newer, technology, to get the DNA. But
Mm-hmm.
the judge, went for it, that it's fully accredited and this is going forward and here we go. So this is huge in the forensic world as well, right? That this is being allowed
Mm-hmm.
in. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in a courtroom, right? Where it's never been introduced before. In New York, it's never been introduced before. So it's gonna go through a rigorous test or battle of the experts or a rigorous defense, maybe. I don't know. Uh, Who's
Yeah.
going to come out better, right? With this, either the defense and their expert, or will it be the prosecutors and their experts who are actually testing these hairs? So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
We just won't get to see any of the trial because we won't be.
Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, how many?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I'm so over these no cameras in the courtroom
Yeah.
line of BS
Frustrating.
they're trying. It's more than frustrating. It's like, why? You can no longer say, for whose safety? Keep everybody out of there, but put a camera in there.
Exactly.
We
Why
don't
are we
got a
able to see
physical.
it? We have
It's
the right to
dangerous.
know.
What is going to be dangerous if y'all keep doing this? What is so dangerous? Lock the doors, keep everybody out, problem solved, and just put a camera in there and we all have to go home and watch it. Everybody's safe, right? Um,
Yeah.
they draw attention to themselves and make everybody point fingers when there's, well, it's as long as it's open to the public, right? That's what matters. They don't have to put a
Yeah.
camera in there, but the courtroom has to be open to the public. Then we know how that goes. Only X amount of y'all are getting into this little tiny courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't plan to have a high profile case here one day.
Yeah.
Y'all should make these sliding doors, like just in case doors. Open, the wall will disappear, and you have one giant courtroom. They needed that for
Right?
Karen Reed 2.0. I got
Yeah.
claustrophobic in that. I'm watching it at home in the comfort of my home, and I got claustrophobic in that damn courtroom.
Yep. I don't even want to look at my own ceiling fan, the damn fan every day.
No, who does that? Little
Yeah.
babies. I mean, it made me dizzy after a while. I can't stand that thing. What was that
Yep.
last trial that was that was Brian Walsh. Whenever they
Yeah.
would be on break, it would get I had like flashbacks. I was like, I saw
I
that
know.
fan. I was like,
Me
oh
too.
no, peace out.
That's
I
probably
can't
why I
have
didn't
this.
watch it.
I know. Like I'm not dealing with them and their
I just
stupid
looked for the
fan.
updates.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all, your fan drove me away. I want no part of your shit. We'll
Yeah.
just get the updates later. Thank you very much. We do not like, we're not fans of the fan. We are not fans of the only fan, as Miss Shorty would say. The only
Yep.
fan. Um, I,
I love Miss Shorty.
I don't know. So did we, have you heard, they haven't put a gag order in place on Nick's case, have they? Well, Alan Jackson, he's not going to
Mm,
request that because, well,
no, I think it was just on.
he might
Was it
ask
Ashley
for it.
Buzzer?
Yeah, Ashley's got one. Carrie says PA
Yeah,
doesn't
Carrie.
allow
Yeah.
cameras and all federal courts don't. Yeah, federal courts do not. Um,
Mm-mm.
PA, 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 we don't care for you because you got all the goods on Brian Koberger's arrest and you're not wanting to cough that shit up. Y'all'd rather sit back and watch Idaho release all these random videos of these roommates. And they all gave me a headache. All the kids saying the same
Mm-hmm.
thing over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
It's like we know already. Uh, can we get the real goods now? But Pennsylvania's got these
Mm-hmm.
weird ass anti-sunshine laws where they're like, nope, you're not getting it, and it's ridiculous. What good
Yeah.
does it do to hide it? At this point, right? What harm would it do to release the arrest video of one Brian Koberger? Um, did y'all do something to him y'all don't want us to see?
Right.
Transparency. If y'all violated his rights, oh, we can't have that either. Hey,
Oh
don't make me
boy.
go there. Um,
If that was the case, then Anne would have been on that so fast. You would have heard about it a long
yeah,
time ago.
yeah, I think so. Um, I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see how of these cases play out with the evidence that's going to play out with it as well. Like in Ashley's case with the bullets, right? Any type of any digital they may have, but those bullets are going to be the biggest thing. In my opinion, it's going to either tie her directly to the scene if they can do that, right? If
Mm-hmm.
they can tie her to that scene based on those bullets, that puts her right there when it happened. And she can't say, I didn't do it, somebody else did. The people I gave it to her did. But they're going to try real hard to show those are her bullets. And at this point, I have no reason to believe they're not, right?
Right.
Am I
Yep.
skeptical of that type of testing? Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
not and
Not the
it's not
same.
fair,
Yeah.
right? It's not fair for me to say, "Oh yeah, well that's going to put her away," when I know there's problems there, right? That would be
Mm-hmm.
foolish of me to not say there isn't. Um, oh yeah, there's a link to Steve's channel, Publicly Buzzed. I had
Yeah,
on my
he's
Publicly
great.
Buzzed shirt yesterday. I did.
Yep. Yeah, I've been kind of busy, so I haven't been to my favorite channels besides yours, of course, but as much as I'd like lately, but
I review
I
a lot
haven't
of
been
stuff,
to his
and
book club.
I don't think I've ever been to the book club thing.
Yeah.
I just my brain I do 5 things at once usually anyway, Even when I'm sitting here streaming with you guys, it's hard for me not to be looking around for something else to
Yeah,
do. And that's weird, but it's just, yeah, it's hard for me to,
I'm the same way.
ah, I have a argue. Look, I have it out with myself all the time. Girls, stay focused. Stay
I think
focused
the
on what
longest thing I listen to, honestly, is Dateline when I'm going to sleep. That's
yeah,
the
me too.
longest thing that I listen
Well,
to.
I'm usually reviewing something for some reason, but
Yeah.
usually during that review, it leads me to something else, and then I'm like, "Oh, wait,
Squirrel.
I gotta go back to where I was a while ago." Yeah, so I have to be real I have to be careful. I'm trying to roll into the new year gently with peace of mind. Not
Yeah.
an overwhelming sense to do it all. Oh, no, you're good, Pammy.
No.
We're just sitting here chilling and talking if y'all ain't noticed.
Yeah.
You're
We love
good.
Steve over here.
You're good. He's our mountain man friend. That's what I call him. The mountain man. The mountain man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how those play out. And I guess we'll keep getting that slow drip over there, that slow burn that's happening of
Mm,
what's her name? What's her
like
name?
nails on a chalkboard. Yeah.
Oh my God. Ew. Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really is. And at
Yep.
this point, it's like, ah. Some of the realizations you're finally getting to are a little startling that it took that long, but okay. We're finally figuring out she's a horrible person.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that for a minute, but
Yeah.
um, there's some I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the burnout will come sooner or later. Unless, I get it. The people don't want to come forward and be docs, but we're seeing a lot of one-sided conversational text. And the side we're seeing is Lauren's, of course. It ain't good,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
I have no clue what everybody else was saying and doing and why all those things.
Right.
It's just the whole thing's getting icky. He
Yeah.
sings to us. Oh Lordy, he's singing on Murder Church. I feel like I've heard him sing before. Now, I used
Yeah,
to
he
before I
has.
moved. Look, I have been thrown off, like off kilter since I moved. Like before I moved on Sunday mornings, I would get my coffee, go outside, center a pole barn, and I go get to Murder Church. Like I have been
Mm.
totally thrown off since I moved. I'm not doing anything that I was. So
He
got
sang
to
to
get
me on
back.
my birthday. I'll never forget that.
Oh
That
yes.
was great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Yep. 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 So I wonder. We haven't heard like. I don't know how long this Rex Heuermann trial would last because they wanted to like sever the cases and try them separate because the defense felt like you do them all together, he's going to look like a serial killer. He
Well,
kind of
duh.
is, right? He kind of
Have you
is.
lost count yet, dude?
Allegedly, he kind of is
Yeah,
allegedly.
allegedly.
Uh, Riley says, "What is Murder Church? Murder Church is a show hosted by Publicly Buzzed on Sunday mornings, um, where they watch trials. What are y'all watching over
Hmm.
there right now, guys? I don't even know." Simi.
Wasn't it Eileen Warnock's the last one you covered?
Oh, yeah, she's from here. She's from Florida. She's the crazy lady from the interstate. I know all about some
Yeah.
Eileen. I know all about you,
Yeah.
Eileen. I deep dove
Me
you for
too.
a long time years ago. Oh, oh, they've been watching her trial.
Hmm.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if that's what.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they're still watching. I don't know if they're still watching that one yet. I haven't been up to date on that. Apologize.
yeah. Eileen she felt some type of way about the men.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's that female.
She didn't get off on a mental. She didn't. I mean, I'm sure they tried to use. Did they try to use
Oh yeah.
insanity?
Well, yeah,
She didn't escape that.
look, that girl wasn't right in the head, let's just say that. No
Mm-mm.
excuse for what she did. None of that. No, we're
No.
not having that. But Eileen had a lot of problems.
Yeah. Oh, I
Simi
followed
says
that
she's
case
about to
too. It's crazy.
testify. Oh, she's about to
Oh,
testify. Hey, is that tomorrow morning? Is tomorrow Sunday? What is today?
yeah.
Yes.
I know
Oh,
I'm all back on backwards on my
y'all know
days.
I had to look. y'all know I had to look. I know. I had to come over
You
there in
know
the
how many
morning and
times I
shit.
checked the days in the last few days? I'm like, oh, I'm getting it from Salty now. I don't know what day I'm on.
Oh, not rubbing off on you. Is it going to be that way through the first of the year though? Right?
Yeah.
Like, are we all just going to wake up and the next day it's going to be like the new year? Oh, if we can all
Right.
make it, we can all get past our yawning episode, then we'll be okay. It's like round 2, here we come. Pasta Steve. Okay. Pasta Steve. You can make me
He
hungry.
loves his pasta.
I like pasta. I didn't know he
Hmm.
liked pasta like that.
I love pasta.
I do. I'm gonna be hungry now. I'm gonna go want me some pasta somewhere. Mm. Well, oh gosh, it's almost 11 p.m. here. I'm like, what time is it? It's like, oh, it's kind of late. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hasn't he been doing the thing where y'all watch like crazy body cams, I think, sometimes too, over there at
Those,
Steve's channel?
yeah, Tuesdays,
He has a
Thursdays, and then yesterday was the kick stream, the movies.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what on Friday nights he's still doing the Kick streams where y'all can go. We can
Hmm.
go in and watch movies if you have the Kick account. Yeah, y'all
And
go over and check
tomorrow's
out
the
his channel.
wrestling.
He's
Yeah.
he's got a wrestling channel too, right? So he's a lot of good
Hmm.
entertainment and fun. He's got a lot of different types of content available. It's just it's fun. So um
Yeah.
and always end up talking food in church, Simi. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just it's good fun. It's a good community, as well. Yeah, Feral
Hmm.
Fridays is what the show is called over there. I think it starts on YouTube, right? And then we move over to
Yep.
because I've
The kick.
co-hosted a couple times, so um, we would start on YouTube and then move over to the Kick app to watch movie together. And usually it's a well, not usually, it's always a crazy old movie, and we just laugh and make fun of it.
Right. Yeah. So if you haven't checked them out, check them out. It's a great
Definitely,
channel.
definitely. Oh, I was reading Riley's comment.
I know, me too.
Well, all right, guys. Oh my God, I'm gonna start yawning again. Um,
No.
my, hopefully my internet will straighten itself out. Maybe the next time I go live, I can actually do it from the computer. And wait, because this heart is, talking is great and all that, and I appreciate you coming up and talking to me and chilling with me and giving me someone to
Oh,
talk
thank you for
to.
having me. It's been a
And everybody
while.
It has. It's been a minute. Well, I was going to invite you the other day, but it was the holidays and you were still
Had
busy. And
my
so,
son. Yeah.
yeah. So, but I was glad you were able to come up tonight and chill with us and chat.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you all
too.
for coming in and joining the conversation and being a part of
Yes,
it,
thank you, thank
and
you.
um, we'll keep an eye on the cases we're watching going forward. We're going to work on getting together a Rex Heuermann stream and work on something for a New Year's Eve stream. We'll figure that out as well.
Yeah.
And I'll get back. Now, I may not go live tomorrow, which actually I probably won't. So probably be back on Monday. So I'm like
Okay.
I'm about to control the stream from the computer, but I can't do that. It's from the phone. So let me regroup. Let me get my hand off this mouse. I'm not gonna
Riley,
be able to do nothing.
everything is on the same channel except for his wrestling channel. But tomorrow at 8, you go on there, and he'll talk about his wrestling channel as well. So.
Oh yeah, that is a whole separate channel, the wrestling
Hmm.
channel. But everything
Yeah.
else that we were speaking about is done on his main channel there,
Publicly does.
publicly buzzed. And then he has a whole separate wrestling thing going on as well. So there's that. Yes, thank you everyone for being here. Forrest, always here with our friendly reminders.
Yes.
But thank you for being here. And yes, Butterfly, thank you for coming up and co-hosting with us. And
Yeah.
all y'all, thanks for coming in. Hit the like button. Thanks for being here. Rachel says, New Year's would be fun. We don't do anything. I'm old. That's me too.
Yeah, we don't
I
either.
don't. I don't want
I
to.
don't want to end up in Lady Bird Lake somewhere, so I'll just stay home. It's
I'm
safer.
scared. I'm scared of all those drunk drivers. Like, no,
Yeah,
you're not.
that
You're not
too.
getting me today, demon. I'm staying at home where it's safe.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just,
thank you, Forrest
hey,
and Rachel, for modding, and everyone.
mhm,
Good to see
yes.
everyone here.
Thank you, mods, for all you do at all times. I know that the community
Thank
really
you. You're
appreciates
welcome.
you, and I appreciate them. I don't know that I say it enough, but we don't have a huge thing going on over here. We're not real elaborate. We don't got tons of going down, but these mods do a good job. They have no like strict rules to follow. There's nothing happening over here. We're just a good community chilling. But they know if the bad comes, we just say bye, right? We just quietly say bye. But they do a
Yep.
really good job. And that's what I wanted for you guys. I didn't want you guys to have your hands full every time we went live. That's ridiculous. So I appreciate the community for being who they are, because it does make these mods job a little easier, and they are a big part of this community as well. Pammy says, I can spell, I promise. We did, girl. These
Have you
these
seen me,
these
Pammy?
things
Come
have a mind of
on.
their own. I'm trying to I'll be typing sometimes, like, wait a minute, where did that word
Oh,
come
jeez.
from?
I hit enter a little too quick, and then I'm like, oh God, what did I
I
can't even
know.
understand what I'm saying.
People gonna think I'm messed up on something. I can't even spell.
Right?
She can't even talk.
Bless her heart.
She needs to put that glass of wine down. She can't even
Right?
spell.
Mm. Too
So
much sugar in
good.
that tea.
Good to know we're all not out there judging each other. We're all like, damn it, our fat fingers and these stupid
Right?
autocorrects. We all
Oh,
know it's,
that's
we all know. Like, my bad. I'm okay. I promise. It's just my fingers
yeah,
didn't work.
exactly.
Okay. All right, guys. Well,
Well,
Butterfly,
good
thank
night,
you again.
everyone. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Sophie.
you're welcome. And we'll see you again soon. Have a good night.
Okay. Night.
Oh, well, there we go. All right, chat. Thank you, guys. Yes, Simi says it's always drunk. Look, my pen to my phone is laying right here. I lose that little thing sometimes. I think I've lost it twice. It's not our fault, Forrest. We're not going to have it. We know. All right, guys, well, y'all go have a good rest of your Saturday night. Thank you for coming in and joining me on a Saturday night. I appreciate it. I'm going to go chill out myself, and I'll see you back here come Monday. Y'all have a good one and be safe on them YouTube streets. Don't let Laura Mathias get you.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe.